Hello, my name is Alice Burren and I'm the principal of Just Dance. I just wanted to take the opportunity to explain to you a little bit about our preschool classes. So maybe you have a child that's already in our preschool classes, or maybe you're thinking about signing up. But I wanted to give you a little bit more information so you know how everything works. Our preschool classes normally start from 2.5 years old, and that's when parents would drop off at the door. They come and do their class for 45 minutes or sometimes 30 minutes depending on which class you choose, and then you pick them up at the end. So they have their little ballet uniform on, and when they come through the door they usually will be cuddling or clutching onto their little cuddly toy or doll or baby, which we ask you to bring. This is because we rock the baby to sleep at the end, which is very sweet. But it's also quite nice because the reason why we do it is so that they have that sort of comfort and that security when they first come in. Obviously not every child needs it, but some of them it's there. Or if they suddenly feel unsure at any point in the class, it's really nice to have that familiar toy there that they can go and have a cuddle with, or we as a teacher we can pass it to them and say, oh, cuddle that for a minute, if for any reason they've become unsettled. So it's nice to have that reassurance there. So if you can bring that, that's brilliant. Before you drop them off, a good tip is also just make sure they've been to the toilet right before, because that can obviously be disruptive within the class for them as well. So once they come in, you'll see that there's a little circle of books, of ballet books that we've put on the floor, and that's where the teacher will sit to take the register. So when they come in and you drop them off, so often once they've got familiar with us, they will be dropped off the door and they'll just start running in and sit down by the books. If they're new or unsure in any way, you can bring them to the books and hopefully they can sit on the teacher's lap or sit next to the teacher, and then you'll be able to go. And by having the books there, the reason we do that is so that they're waiting for everyone to arrive and there's a nice distraction, and they're looking at seeing the visual images of what they're going to eventually be trying to create as well. So there's sort of lots of reasons behind that too. So they come in, have the register taken. Just bear in mind our registers are all digital and they come immediately updated on the system here. So if the teacher might have their register on their phone or their iPad, they haven't decided to start checking Facebook or something, it's purely just because they are taking the register. But obviously it might look differently through the door. So once we take the register, we then have little sticky tape marks. It's actually electrical tape. But it seems to come on and off the floor, most floors, really well. And it's just, we normally have a choice of 2 different colours and they get to choose what colour they would like, and then that's their little place on the floor. That's their marker, that's where they always come back to. So after we do any exercise, everyone back on their sellotapes, or can you show your first position on your sellotape? It's just so that we've got that order in the class really, and they know where to stand. So we often start the class with sitting on the floor, and we do our basic exercises such as our claps, which is getting the beat of the music, and it's counting to 8, which is what we do in dance. We then move on to working on our feet, so our good toes and our silly toes, and we do some sort of stretching as well, but all very much in fun and games. It then progresses to normally standing up and working on our little first position again through imagery, and then we'll start doing things, exploring the space. There's always an exercise quite soon after that where it's something to move around the room so they can just, see where the space is, see where the boundaries are, see what everything's like, and also gain spatial awareness and explore the room. And then we move on through the class of developing different things such as skipping and jumping and running and taking turns and turning. And it's all, so basically that's your sort of basic lesson format, and that is the structure that's then around different themes. So at the moment we have 6 different themes, and there are obviously 6 half a term. So every half a term your child will change the theme to their ballet class. So the different themes we have at the moment, this is going to be a test if I can remember them. We have under the sea, so that's basically at the seaside. There's buckets and spades, there's being a seagull, there's swimming, there's little animals from in the sea. So we've got under the sea. We have our outer space ones, so we have hoops, and they're in spaceships, and we jump from the moon to across the stars and things like that. We have at the farm, so we've obviously got all the different farm animals and jumping like bunnies and swimming like ducks. We have in the garden, which is a lovely one with jumping like a frog and being a butterfly, and we have these big colourful flowers. We have our royal tea party, which was sort of inspired by the royal wedding. Yeah, so there's lots of different themes basically, and it's very much fun, but there's always a reason for why we're doing a certain exercise. So while we're having lots of fun, you can never underestimate the ability and intelligence of even a 2 or 3 year old or 4-year-old. And we just love to play games and have fun, but start to really learn the basics, the foundations of dancing. So yeah, I think that's most things to tell you about our preschool classes. We really hope your child enjoys them, and we look forward to seeing you in class. Thank you.